CBS 12 News this morning as the demand for testing shows no signs of slowing down. Another one of our local counties is handing out free at-home COVID tests, where you can get your hands on one of those kits in Palm Beach County today.
Meanwhile, if you are healthy, should you be rushing out to get one of these tests? The governor and the top dog say no. Coming up, how they are revising state guidelines over who should be getting these tests.
And tracking a few showers out there for us this morning. We'll talk about changes that are going to be moving in over the next few days as well.
You're watching CBS 12 News This Morning.
Hey there, happy Friday, everybody. I'm Matt Lincoln.
And I'm Sam Kerrigan, in for Ashley Glass. Of course, we want to start this Friday with a check on that all-important forecast as we head into the weekend. Let's get right over to Lauren.
Sam, thanks. And we have a few lingering showers out there, mostly down in southern Palm Beach County. Otherwise, we've got some clouds across the area, too, as a cold front, really a cool front, it's kind of weak, moves south across Florida today. Here's our front boundary right now. We're going to see this slide south. High pressure settles in behind it. We've got a strong east wind heading into the weekend, and it's going to get very windy for your Saturday and Sunday. You'll notice the hour by hour, this rain pushes to our southeast. Skies dry out nicely for us heading into the late morning and early afternoon, and then I do expect a good bit of sunshine to return across the area later on today. Showers might linger at times in a couple spots, but really most of us are dry later on. Now, I mentioned tomorrow winds coming out of the east. That's off of the water, so that might pull a few little isolated showers on shore since we've got that moisture moving in. Let's look at those wind speeds that are going to be picking up. Here's 7:30 this evening. Northeast wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. But by the time we get to your Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon, the winds are closer to 20 miles an hour. So just a heads up, very windy conditions are expected for us as we move into your weekend. Then the winds calm down a tiny bit, but they're going to pick back up again Tuesday of next week because of a stronger cold front that moves in on Monday. A closer look at that is ahead. Matt, Sam.
Thanks, Lauren. It is 6:01, and we want to get our first look on the roads on this Friday morning. Traffic Tracker 12 is heading north on I-95 right now through the West Palm Beach area. It is smooth sailing so far on our major highways.
That's that 6:01 this morning. The COVID-19 surge is showing no signs of slowing down as the Omicron variant continues to spread. Florida added more than 67,000 new cases yesterday. It's the second highest daily total ever in the state as the 7-day average continued to reach record levels. Now, new CDC data estimates nearly 54,000 people nationwide will be hospitalized every day by the end of this month. All while new data shows COVID hospitalizations in Florida topped 7,600 on Wednesday, nearly double the total from a week before. It's these numbers that have led to a series of long lines at testing sites all across our area. People waiting hours and hours in testing sites, closing way earlier than expected because of all these people then needing to be turned away. Now, the distribution of at-home testing kits in Palm Beach County could help lift the burden at some of these testing sites. Our Kara Duffy is live at Jupiter Community Park for us this morning, one of the locations where these kits will be distributed. Kara, good morning.
Good morning, Matt. Right now we are here at one of 7 Palm Beach County locations where in just a few hours they will begin to distribute these nearly impossible to find at-home test kits, something quite a few families have been eagerly awaiting. Now, as of right now, no cars are here, but that is likely to change. So if you are a Palm Beach County resident, here's what you need to know. First off, when you arrive, you will have to show proof of residency in order to get the kits. These kits will be distributed starting at 10 o'clock this morning until 2 p.m. or until the kits run out. The distribution locations, they'll be giving 2 per household, also something to keep in mind. So let's take a look at some of the other locations aside from here at Jupiter Community Park. We have Dyer Park in West Palm Beach, John Prince Park in Lake Worth, Commons Park in Royal Palm Beach, Glades Pioneer Park in Belle Glade, West Del Rey Regional Park, and finally the City of Boca Raton Administration Complex. Now, as you can tell from that map there, the county evenly spreading out these sites all across the county, so you should have one close to where you live. Again, they will begin sending and distributing these at-home kits out starting at 10 o'clock this morning until 2 p.m. until they run out. And another thing to keep in mind that most of these sites will be back out here again tomorrow, same time, same locations, all of them except the one that we are at right now, which is the Jupiter Community Park. We've posted all of this information, which is quite a lot to take in, on our website, CBS12.com. Just click the link right there on your homepage. Matt, Sam?
All right, Kara, thank you. You may remember just this week, at-home testing kits were also distributed on the Treasure Coast. More than 5,000 at-home testing kits ran out in less than an hour at 6 libraries in Fort Pierce and Port St. Lucie. St. Lucie County's leaders tell us they are working to increase local testing capabilities.
And this is just the start of the rollout of at-home testing kits across Florida. Governor Ron DeSantis says the state plans to send up to 1 million testing kits to nursing homes, long-term care facilities, and then senior communities. One local senior we spoke to says it really is a hassle to get tested at these local sites.
Long lines, long waits, a long 4 hours in the car, back and forth, back and forth.
The governor says the goal of this rollout is to keep more people at home and alleviate the strain on testing sites.
And the plans to distribute at-home testing kits to seniors comes as we learn that some hard-to-find tests went to waste. The state's Division of Emergency Director admitted up to 1 million tests expired. The only statewide elected Democrat, Agricultural Commissioner Nikki Fried, who's challenging the governor in the upcoming election, says it's unacceptable as thousands of people are right now crowding testing sites to get these PCR and rapid tests.
If the governor was on the ball, he should have been able to recognize that, okay, these tests may expire soon, so why not do a swap? And to say that we need less testing is so disingenuous.
The governor's office says the test kits expired before there was a high demand. His office says they did everything they could to use up the tests before they expired, but no one wanted them.
6:06 is the time, and with the high demand for testing, the Florida Department of Health is now rethinking its testing policy. It released new guidance based on high-value testing. So here's what you need to know. The department recommends people who have symptoms and are high risk, like seniors, get tested and get monoclonal antibody treatments. Now, people who have symptoms but are not high risk should consider getting tested after symptoms start. Now, as for people who have no symptoms, even if they are exposed, the department says testing is unlikely to have any clinical benefits. Well, as we take a live look at the White House this morning, the Biden administration is hitting back, saying Florida officials are undermining the value of testing. Press Secretary Jen Psaki told the governor to focus on promoting vaccines and booster shots. The Florida Department of Health says the new guidelines won't prevent anyone from getting a test if they want one. It is just a recommendation.
Now let's take a live look at our nation's capital, where the U.S. Supreme Court will hear arguments in 2 cases challenging the Biden administration's vaccine mandates. One rule requires companies with 100 or more workers to require COVID-19 vaccinations or weekly testing for employees. The other deals with vaccine mandates for healthcare staff at facilities that get funding from Medicare or Medicaid. Justices will consider whether the mandates can be enforced while litigation in lower courts plays out.
Well, here in Florida, we've seen the vaccine mandate battle play out in the courts. By law, vaccine mandates are banned in the state. And this morning, we're learning the state is now threatening to fine healthcare facilities in Florida that comply with the federal mandate. An attorney that represents hospitals says the fact that the feds and the state are at odds puts healthcare facilities in a difficult situation.
I feel for these healthcare providers. You know, a lot of people have said stuck in between a rock and a hard place. And that's a very apt expression for where they are.
HCA Healthcare released to us this statement saying, quote, "We strongly encourage our colleagues to be vaccinated as a critical step to protect individuals from the virus, and the majority of Palms West colleagues have been fully vaccinated."
And this morning we are learning Cleveland Clinic hospitals on the Treasure Coast are taking some extra precautions. Visitation now limited to 1 person per patient, and each person has to undergo a COVID-19 screening before they're allowed inside of the hospital. They must also wear a gown, mask, goggles, or face shield and gloves if they plan to visit a patient who tested positive. Health officials are also reminding you, if you're looking for a COVID test, do not come to the emergency room.
And stick with CBS 12 News for complete coverage on the coronavirus pandemic. We'll continue to have updates for you every day right here on air. You can also get more information online at CBS12.com and by downloading our free CBS 12 News app.
Next, D.C. looks back on 1 year after the Capitol riots, what President Biden had to say about his predecessor's role in the storming of the Capitol, and how Republicans decided to sit out the memorial for the people that died because of that day.
Plus, we are just 4 days away from South Florida's 20th Congressional District General Election. Everything you need to know to make sure your vote counts in the next seat taking over parts of Palm Beach County.
And a major winter storm is barreling its way through the north and east. Some very heavy snowfall rates right now. I'll show you the big winners from yesterday and who's in for some travel headaches today. That's coming up. You're watching CBS 12 News this morning.